there are four general deadlines. So one is early decision. So these applications are usually submitted really early in November. And that means that if you're accepted, you have to commit to that school alone. So if you
Priority
don't,
decision, right? That's what you call it.
yeah,
You're prioritizing that school, like November, guys. So November, and you'd start next August. Okay, that's an 11-month delta right there. Okay.
right there.
Anyway, carry
Yeah.
on. Yeah, yeah.
So the early decision. So the deal with early decision is once you apply early, and if you get in, once you're accepted, basically you're committing to that school. You have to withdraw all your applications. Early decision is not something you take lightly. It would be something that you would apply to, like a very, very competitive program that you know you're going to get into, and you don't want to get in anywhere else. So, that's usually not a route I recommend, but early decision, that's what that means. Early action is also due at the same time. So it's non-binding. It's exactly the same thing, but you don't have to commit to a school. So if you're accepted, you can choose, or you can wait until May 1st. So the national deadline for all undergraduate students to make a decision, it's called Decision Day in the US. It's called May 1st. So everyone, all universities would like a response by May 1st. So again, when you think about it, you apply by November, and the last and final date you can make is May 1st. That is not the same deadline for international students. That's a deadline for domestic students. So I like to kind of highlight that, because international students, really, you guys should be committing as soon as you're admitted. And by committing, I mean, you would have to either pay a commitment deposit fee, or you would start your paperwork for I-20. And as an international student, I would not just start your application for I-20 in one institution. I would actually start your I-20 in multiple institutions. And that's because you want to increase your chances for funding. You want to increase your chances and opportunities. Different schools are priced differently. So obviously, there's an affordability factor, but there's also, potential scholarships. Some schools might give higher scholarships compared to other schools. So again, let's just go back to the deadline. So early decision, early action, those are all due in early November. Regular decision is usually by early January. So January 1st or February 1st. So again, if you're thinking about fall right now, you should start thinking about the list of schools, where you want to apply, and you really should start your application. The common application, I always recommend to students, start the summer before you're applying. You want to take a look at the essay prompts. You want to take a look at everything that's on there.
Yeah, these essay prompts are really out, so you can.
Yeah, the Common App the Common Application announced their essays really early this year. I think they announced it in April, so that people can prepare. Again, and then the last decision is rolling admissions, and this is kind of a hot topic issue, because people don't know what rolling admissions means. So rolling admissions means a few things, but the official definition is schools with rolling admissions will evaluate applications all the way until their class is filled. So they don't necessarily have a specific deadline, but again, for international students, you can't think, there's rolling admissions till July 1st. It's now June. I still have time to apply and still get in. You have to be realistic, because once you get admitted, you then have to provide financials. You have to get the I-20. The I-20 is basically a document talking about how you can pay for your education. And then you have to get the visa, right? So you have to go for a visa interview. You have to schedule the visa interview. And there's a lot of steps in between. So again, you just have to be very realistic about your timeline. You just have to be, understanding of the timeline difference that we have. I think if you start the summer before, we can certainly support you for the whole year until you get your results.
Exactly. So I think you bring up a great point, right? Like, yeah, okay, great. I can apply rolling admissions. Hey, why can't I do May? I kind of start fall 2023. I have 2 months to do everything. Let's, realistically, right? Okay, fine. You get in. You have to get the embassy date. You have to get all of your finances in order. You need to, the bank statement is an issue. Like, there are multitude of things as an international student that you need to prepare in order to go, right? So it's better to honestly just take some time off first and figure out the plan, because one other thing, age doesn't really matter. in United States for admissions. Like it doesn't matter you're 30, 40, like it really doesn't matter if you have a study gap or something like that. As long as you have the requirements that's necessary, whether it's master's, bachelor's, or PhD, you're good to go, right? You have if you have a GPA, you have you took your English requirement exams, right? Standardized testing now, those are waived, right? They made it actually super easy to do that.